Greetings hobbyists, this is Artisans of Vool. And in this video we're going to solve one of the classic annoyances with Blender, having to constantly apply the scale. So quickly having a look at our default cube, if we hit N to bring out the N panel, you can see that our object not only has dimensions, but it also has a scale. And if I press S to increase it in size, it will do this with the dimensions and again on the scale. And if we want to put the scale back to 1, we have to hit Ctrl and A and apply the scale, which doing this time and time again for multiple objects gets really tedious. So what we're going to do is quickly have a look at why we might need to constantly apply the scale, what problem can it cause if we don't, explore the reason why scale even exists in Blender and what the purpose of it is, because it's a question I see quite often, and then finally have a look at the solution of this so we don't have this problem anymore in the future. Now I appreciate you might know the first two things, so if you just want to skip towards the end and get to where it tells you the answer, have a look at the chapters for the video, or if you're on the Patreon and getting this a week ahead of time, then the timestamp for that solution is just up on the screen now. Again, feel free to skip to it. So the reason that we might want to apply this is that generally if we scale in one direction, for example I just hit S and Z and we've scaled it here, is that there might be other functions that I want to use in Blender. For example, I might want to come to this edge and bevel it, and if I hit Ctrl and B to bevel, you will see this is very much not an even bevel. This should be at 45 degrees, but it looks like it's gone about 2.5 times. In fact, it pretty much is 2.5 times the distance on the bottom as it is on the side, and that's because my scale on the Z-axis is 2.5 times what it is on the side. And this gets even more problematic if we do this and start trying to create a rounded bevel where this is going to look really ugly. So as shown, we have to come into object mode, Ctrl and A, apply the scale, and now we won't have that as an issue, and we can create our nice chamfer and bevel as we desire. So with that being a potentially annoying problem, why do we even have scale in Blender? So to demonstrate this, I once again have a cube and I have a sphere. And the reason that we have scale is so that Blender can compare different objects. So for example, the cube is at scale 1 and so is the sphere, or to compare objects to themselves, kind of. I'll come to that in a second example. But say we want to use a modifier, I'm just going to come to my modifier, add modifier, and use instances on elements. So there we go, and then I'm going to select the object that I want to copy as this. So now we have an instance of these spheres on each of these points, each of the vertices that were originally here. So what Blender has done while doing this is said, well, my cube is at scale 1 and my sphere is at scale 1. So that means that these spheres here need to be the same size as the spheres here. But what this will also do, I'm just going to Shift and D and bring an extra copy of this to the side, is that if I decide I want this to be bigger, so let's hit S, is that this will now increase the size of the sphere that's being instanced as I increase the scale of the cube. So for example, if I go to 2, this cube is now twice the size, and these spheres are twice the size because it references the comparative scales. Now there are ways around this if you don't want that to happen. Again, the standard one is that if I want to scale this up, I can press Ctrl and A and apply the scale, and now this brings my cube back to scale 1, which means that the sphere gets put back to scale 1, and these are going to be exactly the same size. The other thing that I can do is that I could just go into edit mode. So if I tab into edit mode here and scale this up, you'll notice that these spheres are not increasing in size because any scale changes in edit mode aren't affecting the scale in object mode. So there are definitely ways around this, but it's also important to recognize we might want this to happen. We might need everything to scale proportionally, and if we didn't have this scaling information, that wouldn't be possible. Now, a second example that's probably more relevant to animation or rendering, though I must say it is useful for 3D design for 3D printing, which I generally do as well, is if we have an object that we want multiple copies of. So let's have a look at this relatively low poly and awful looking tree. So if I come to the top here and use Alt and D to duplicate this, notice I'm not using Shift and D, I'm using Alt and D to create a duplicate. All of these objects are linked together. Now the reason this is really handy is if I decide I don't like this slightly, for example I want this top bit to be slightly more elongated, I can do that and it will change all of them. There we go, that looks a bit better. But this only works when these objects are linked duplicates. But this, if this was going to be a forest, is going to look pretty awful because all the trees are the same size. So what I can do is start changing them in terms of their scale. I appreciate I'm not scaling this from the bottom where the earth would be, so this is not great, but it's just a quick demonstration. But say I wanted to make a scene with a forest and we're going to have hundreds, maybe even thousands of these trees in it. I want them to be different sizes, but at the same time, if I want to correct something, I want that to be able to work on all of them. And this also has the added benefit that because this is a duplicate of one object, this isn't increasing the file size much at all, whereas if I had all of these as individual trees and started getting hundreds of them in the scene, this would create really massive files. So there are definitely reasons for having this scale attribute, but there are problems that it can cause as well. So how are we going to solve this? Well, we're going to use an add-on that you can theoretically get entirely for free on Gumroad. And I want to say a massive thank you to Alcides, I apologise if that's pronounced wrong, for putting this up. And he does have this fair price policy, which means you can in theory put 0 and click I want this. But I would really recommend giving a few dollars to Alcides for this. There is a link to this in the description. It is not an affiliate link. I don't put affiliate links up for people that put their add-ons up for free because I really hope that they get as much money as they can for their generosity. So once back in Blender and this is installed, so let's go to Edit Preferences and just make sure that that is on in our add-ons once we installed it, we now in our end panel get a new option. We get this auto applied transform and we can say whether we want this to work for the location, rotation and scale. Now there are reasons for location and rotation, but I'm going to be honest, I find it very unlikely that I'm going to use those, especially rotation. But for scale, all we have to do is click it on, and what this is going to do, and this is really quite elegant, is when I hit S, you'll notice it still shows the scale increasing and it has it in the top of my window, which means I have the option of saying, yes, I want this to be twice the size by hitting 2 and then hitting enter. But as soon as I hit enter, it reapplies the scale and everything goes back to 1. So I can just do that manually as well. It always just goes back to 1. Now we do need to bear in mind what this is going to mean. Let's just bring in my round cube again, is that if I want to put this on my object once again and do my instancing, so instancing on elements and then select there, is that if I scale this up now, it looks like the spheres are getting bigger, but as soon as I click and it resets the scale, that's not going to work anymore. But if we just go back, it's really quick and easy. Just go, actually no, for this object I don't want that to happen this time. So I'm just going to then scale this up. Cool, I've done it for that one, and then I'm going to turn this back on for the future so that most of the time I don't have to worry about it. So there we go, a nice solution to this needed but potentially annoying behavior in Blender. If you think this is going to be useful and save you some time, I'd really appreciate you hitting that like button. It does help with the YouTube algorithm, which is really hitting smaller channels pretty hard at the moment. So any help with that is truly appreciated. And if you do want to go any further, there's a link in the description to my Patreon, where for a few dollars a month you get these videos a week early and ad-free and access to the channel Discord. Hope to see you in the next video and have a great day.